Welcome to Murder and Everything Else. My name is Joy.
And my name is Cheryl. Joy and I are two very old friends who love to talk about murder and everything else.
It also turns out that we like to talk a lot about, or at least I do, about poop. And
I like very thin things to eat. All of my food needs to be thin, apparently.
And then we also probably should include the Ricola Company, and maybe they'll throw us some free cough drops or something, because those seem to be the three things that we're going to now spend the next hour and 18 minutes talking about. So sit back, relax, get yourself a beverage or two, and maybe a couple of snacks, although we would like to recommend that you get some Ricolas because they're very fun to suck on and chew on when you're traveling. And enjoy part 2 of Cheryl and Joy's road trip. Okay, guys, we just stopped at a rest stop to go to the bathroom in Arkansas. And
the outside was gorgeous.
We've been going to gas stations, and I'll tell you, if you're doing a cross-country trip, you want to stop to go to the bathroom at gas stations because they're clean, and because they have toilet paper, and they have seat covers, and they have soap dispensers that work, and they have snacks on the way in and out, and sometimes tchotchkes. But what you don't want to do is go to the rest area. We just stopped at a rest area. Oh, holy Jesus.
Wait, it was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous.
Outside, the trees.
But it smelled like they had sprayed Fabuloso on a big old pile of shit. It smelled like someone had shit all the walls and peed all over the floor like 6 years ago, and then it sat in the hot sun and cooked. And then they just brought some cleaning product in, so it smelled like fruity smelling pee poop.
I almost threw up. I had to hold my nose.
It was bad.
I literally had to hold my nose.
It was bad.
And you know what, you guys, it had that fishy smell.
What fishy smell?
It was a fishy. You know how women's bathrooms can have a fishy smell, and we all know
it's not
where
fish.
It's coming from.
Whatever.
It had that
Famunda.
fishy, yucky
Famunda from
smell,
down under.
and I almost threw up.
It was really bad. And then the other thing is, like, the stall was so short. You open the door, and the door practically hit the commode. So when you went in the stall, you had to straddle the commode to close the door. And then also the walls of the stall were almost at my head level. So if I went up on tippy toes or stood on the commode, I could look over into the next person's stall.
Hey, give me one of your seat covers.
And then the other thing I don't like is when you go into the bathroom and the toilet roll is sitting on top of the toilet roll machine, because I don't want to use toilet paper that everybody with their dirty fingers has touched.
Or that it fell on the ground.
If it's coming out of the roll, you know that it was installed as an entire roll, so the piece that you're ripping off has probably not touched someone. And I'll take it a step further. I pull enough paper out so that the part that touches my lady parts has never touched a human being.
Yep, I unspool it for a
Remember when we were kids and the towels, you'd pull the towel down and it was like sometimes it was already brown and wet? Oh, whoever invented that nightmarish situation needs to be incarcerated. But did you notice there was a car full of Asians that pulled up behind us?
Yes.
And he was, I love this country, but this car full of Asians pulls up behind us, and instead of parking in a parking spot, he finds a shady tree and just made in the middle of the lane and just stops his car and gets out. And I was like,
there's all this open parking
there was
space.
at least 200 empty spots, and I go, you gotta love the Asians making their own parking spot. I was like, he is letting his freak flag fly.
This is how we get a bad reputation.
That's right.
All right, so now I am going to ask Joy some would you rather questions. Tell me if you saw these already, because I'm just looking them up on the internet. Would you rather have the ability to read minds or the ability to see the future?
for those. I'm gonna say.
Ooh, that's so hard. This is a good one. You have to answer it.
I'm gonna say read minds. And the reason is I don't want to be able to read the future.
Yeah.
Because I would want to make sure that my loved ones were cared for and safe. And you and I both know that that's not reasonable. Like, life is very unpredictable and shit happens. And knowing that bad things could happen and were preventable and nothing was done would torment me.
Yeah. I agree. It's not like I would want to read minds, but I take that over seeing the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a relationship question. Would you rather go on a date night every week or a vacation once a year?
Well, what do you mean by date night? Like dinner and dancing and a show? Or?
Whatever you consider a date night. Like, what do you guys do now? You would go to tea.
What about both?
Okay.
I'm going to have to say a date night once a week.
That's a good question.
Because I feel like the things that make a healthy relationship work is the regular checking in with each other and the regular displays of love and affection and camaraderie and the consistency.
Yeah.
And if you put those things off, expecting that once a year you'll have a fabulous trip to, I don't know, the Maldives or something, like, you're going to be sorely disappointed because did you forget about that person that you were with for 11 and a half months?
Can I give a corny analogy?
Yes.
It would be like watering a plant once a week versus dumping a bunch of water on it once a year. Right? You need to nurture it.
Exactly.
Thank you. Just call me
Good
Dr.
one.
Ruth.
Good one, Dr. Ruth. Guys, we're eating cough drops like candy. Old lady candy. It's true. Remember how your grandma smelled like Ben Gay?
Yes.
And like Vicks Vapor Rub all the time?
The Japanese people used to use those patches.
Uh-huh.
Korean people do that?
Nicotine patches?
No.
I'm kidding.
Joy, would you rather have a constant runny nose in the middle of a fancy dinner party or uncontrollable flatulence during a job interview?
Uncontrollable flatulence. I hate runny nose. And I have flatulence all the time, and you can disguise flatulence, but you can't disguise a runny nose. And when people see your runny nose, they assume you have a cold or the flu, and then they're scared of you.
And you're eating.
And but if you have flatulence, you can actually do the silent but deadlies, and you can also be like, what is that smell? And pass it off on some other loser.
Oh my God, I would have to say the runny nose. I'm so embarrassed by farting.
Really? It's natural.
Yeah, but would you rather? Oh, I know the questions of this. Well, would you rather give up social media for a year or give up sweets for a year?
I would rather give up social media.
Oh my God, I thought you were gonna say sweet.
No.
You're not a sweets person.
I know, but sometimes you need a little piece of chocolate or something. Whereas you don't really need social media. I mean, all the time you spend building social media presence is basically time wasted. So I could instead play games with that time. I could read books. I could knit. Remember, I could play the violin. I have no end of hobbies.
But you have a TikTok account.
So I just say, guys, I'm going to be off for a year. See you in a year.
Because I can't give up my sweets.
Exactly, because I need chocolate. My Godiva chocolates. Bye, bitches.
Wow, I thought you were gonna say sweets because you like scroll through social media.
I do.
You do.
But it's more of a voyeuristic kind of thing. And remember, recently I got rid of Twitter 100%, and I did not go back and add it back.
Oh my God.
And I used to be a real Twitter fan.
Would you rather send spicy photos or spicy texts?
Spicy texts.
Why?
Because I do.
Okay.
I send them to my husband all the time.
Would you rather have people think you're hilarious or hot?
Hilarious. What about you?
Hilarious.
Yay. And what about you on the text or photos?
What was it?
Spicy text or spicy photos?
Send it, right?
Yeah. Text.
Photos are scary. They could get into the wrong.
Exactly. And the next thing you know, you're on like OnlyFans and someone's impersonating you.
This is a good one, Joy. Would you rather always know when someone is lying to you or never be lied to again?
I think I would say never be lied to again, because I believe in free will. So if I don't care if somebody's lying to me, that's on them.
So you just would rather never be lied to in your life. It's kind of cool to be able to know if somebody's lying to you.
Yeah, but do you really want to know? What if it's something like your marriage partner, or what if it's something like your business partner, or something, where your entire livelihood or life is based on it, and find out that it's all a lie? It's like those people who get 23andMe and find out that their father is not really their father, their mother's not really their mother, and they're not who they thought they were. They end up having these identity crises at 50 and 60 and 70 that they have to relearn who they are, because they're not who they thought they were.
Well, why wouldn't you want to know if someone's lying to you as they're lying to you?
Because I know I'm not lying. That's what matters. Who cares what other people, I can't be in charge of other people. I don't want to dictate what other people do and say. If you want to lie, lie. We tell little white lies all the time. We don't necessarily mean anything by it, and we're not trying to hurt people. But we do tell little white lies all the time. Like, of course I love that. I really don't love risotto very much. But if I go to your house and you've slaved over risotto for an hour and a half, and you've made it, and it's a little crunchy, and it's not thoroughly cooked, and the Oboreo rice tastes stale, I'm going to still eat a plate of it and go, that was good. It's a little white lie. It tastes like blah.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather be the smartest person on earth but unable to share your knowledge, or have average intelligence but be a great teacher?
Average intelligence and be a great teacher.
Yeah. Look at this question. Would you rather have unlimited shoes or unlimited makeup?
Unlimited shoes.
That was a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
Would you rather have a laugh-off with Jimmy Fallon where you tell dad jokes, or go head-to-head in a pancake flipping contest with Conan?
Conan. I don't like Jimmy Fallon.
I don't like Jimmy Fallon.
I don't think he's funny. Who knew that our favorite snack or treat on this trip was going to be cough drops? Seriously, guys. Between my sugar-free Halls and her Ricolas, we literally are like eating cough drops more than any other like road trip snack.
What do you guys like to eat on a road trip?
Right? Hopefully whatever it is you're eating is making you poop.
Would you rather be a famous celebrity or be married to a famous celebrity?
Married to a famous...
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Ooh, that's a hard one. I think I would rather be married to a famous celebrity, or on a road trip with one.
I'd rather... Would you rather become friends?
What's your answer?
What was the question?
Married to a famous celebrity, or
be the celebrity?
Be the celebrity.
Be the celebrity.
Really, why?
because I think I'd have a hard time. I am a Leo. I'm just going to be honest. I think I would have a hard time
Taking a back seat.
for people to be flinging themselves at my husband.
Interesting. How do you know it's your husband? Maybe it's a wife.
My wife. Okay, ready? Would you rather, speaking of celebrities, think of Jason Momoa. Would you rather become friends with your celebrity crush or go on one date with them?
Friends. Friends
I
is
thought you were
the
going
best.
to say date.
No, because I'm married, so then I would be all racked with guilt because I would be thinking I'm married, I'm cheating on my husband by going on this date with Jason Momoa. He's going to find out, Jason Momoa that is, that I'm married, and he's going to be so disappointed, and then he's going to be like, leave your husband, and then I'm going to have to make that huge decision. Do I leave my husband for Jason Momoa, or do I stay with my husband, who I love, but again, it's Jason Momoa. You see what's happening here?
Yes.
Like, I'm already stressed out. I have a question for you. Okay? If you had to do a cross-country trip across the United States in the middle of July, okay? So remember, it's like the hottest time of the year with no air conditioning from West Coast to East Coast and back? Or would you rather do the trip from West Coast to East Coast and back with no technology? So that means no radio, no internet, no podcasts, no nothing. So either no air conditioning there and back, but you have all the technology you need, or no technology, but you have air conditioning.
I want to say I have to have the air conditioning, but I'd be afraid. I need the navigation system.
Well, you just get on 40. You can't get lost. It goes from West Coast to East Coast and back.
Yeah, but what if?
And you have an atlas.
What if you have a Thomas guide?
Yeah, you have a Thomas whatever.
Thomas guide.
There are objects on road ahead.
You have a map.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Yeah.
Because I hates the heat.
Mm-hmm. But you also love technology.
Well, I love it because it makes you feel secure because you can't get lost, even though you say just get on 40 and go. But what if you're in a situation and you need help? I hate to say this, but I would need the technology. Am I going by myself?
Over the air conditioning?
Am I going by myself?
Yes.
If I'm going by myself, I need the technology.
Interesting.
And what I would do is...
Interesting!
If I was with somebody, then I would say lose the technology.
Yeah, because then you could entertain each other.
See, you're thinking about the entertainment part of it. I'm thinking about the safety part of it.
Of course you are.
But that's a really tough, because I can't live without the air conditioning.
Okay, I have another good one. Let's say you're making a trip across the country. You're driving to the East Coast and then you're driving back. Would you rather not be able to lock your car for the entire trip or not be able to lock your hotel rooms every night?
Holy crap. And it's like this, where all my belongings are in the car.
No, doesn't necessarily have to be, but you have some stuff in the car.
Not lock the car. I mean, wait, would I rather what?
You can't lock the car for the entire trip, or you can't lock your hotel room for your every night stay.
Can't lock the hotel. Wait, I'd rather not be able to lock the car. I'd have to lock the hotel room.
That's a good one, huh?
Although, full disclosure, I slept all night with the keys in my front door.
Okay, here's another good one. On this cross-country trip that you're making from the West Coast to the East Coast, which would you rather? Not be able to brush your teeth the entire trip? So we're talking about a minimum of at least 8 days of driving if you did it where you didn't feel crazy. I mean, if you drove straight, it would be less time, but still, we're talking about a minimum of at least 5.5, 6 days if you drove straight through, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or not change your clothes at all and wear the same clothes the whole trip?
Oh, for let's say 6 days max.
Okay.
Okay.
Days and nights.
8 days is long.
Days and nights.
Wow, that's a good one because I have this thing about rework. Like I did wear this twice in a row, but I kind of like to have fresh clothes every day. But brushing my teeth is like.
But also remember, we're not talking about 1 day.
I know.
Or 2 days. We're talking about 6 days and nights.
Wow. This is a good one. I have to brush my teeth.
Really?
But
so
I also
would sit
hate
in your dirty, stinky
Phil
chones
Famunda
for 6 days where you have crust growing on your underwear. And
who said I'm gonna have crust?
I say. Okay, I have another one. Okay, let's say that you have a hormone imbalance. Would you rather have a full chin of hair that's almost like a beard, it's thick, and
whatever the other one is? Okay, you don't even have to tell me.
And the other one is you have a full chest of hair.
Oh, I'd have full chest of hair. You can cover it. You can cover it.
But you can shave your beard.
Well, I can shave my chest too. You have to put the caveat of you can't shave it. I mean, you can trim it.
Yeah, you can't. You have to leave it.
Then,
so you
on
take
my chest.
You take the chest hair.
You would take the beard. You can cover your chest.
Yeah, but you're never going to want to show your chesticles to anyone.
Who's going to want to date you with your beard?
A lot of women have facial hair.
No, you're talking like a stray hair. A stray
No, I'm
hair
not talking
here,
about
there.
a stray. I've seen women with full beards.
Oh, stop it, Joy. Take a picture and send it to me.
There's a lady on TikTok who is Amish who has a full beard and she's married. Would you rather have good teeth or good hair? So let's say let's say your teeth are all brown and cracked and like jaggedy and crookedy and you've got yellow stains, or would you rather have 4 strands of hair and a couple are curly and a couple are straight?
I'd rather have good hair because you can fix your teeth.
Oh, no, but you can wear a wig.
No, see, I wouldn't want to wear a wig. I'd rather
have good
teeth. I'd rather get all fake teeth and have great hair.
Because then you have to take the teeth out at night, and then your significant other can see that you don't have any teeth.
No, you guys,
and if you go to prison, then you're going to be the person who ends up having to give everybody gum jobs.
I'd be very popular there.
God. Gross.
Haven't you ever heard of dental implants? I have.
Ouch! You know how much that hurts?
I have 2 of them.
And also,
listen to me.
You'd be so poor.
And they're the best thing since sliced bread. I take out a loan and get all dental implants. Oh no! So I'd rather have good hair.
Would you rather have unlimited wealth or unlimited happiness?
Happiness.
Oh, you know what? I feel like if I'd asked you this 25 years ago, it would have been a different answer.
Yeah.
Right?
6 years ago.
20 minutes ago.
No, 6 years ago.
You're so funny. Would you rather be respected or loved? Whatever, I just asked it to you.
No, I know, because this is one of the ones
I hate this question.
No, it's asked me. Is it in the workplace? Is it respected and liked in the
everywhere?
Workplace? Loved.
Aww.
What about you?
I'm asking you.
No, you can't.
I would rather be loved.
What about the rich or happy?
Happy. Would you?
So far, we only disagree on the hair and the teeth.
Would you rather receive a love letter, or a anonymous love letter, or a special surprise gift? What are these fucking trucks doing? And can we get away from them?
How? Fly
Yikes!
over them?
And that boy we just drove past looks like he's 10. Gripes.
Okay, sorry, say that again.
Would you rather get an anonymous love letter or a surprise gift?
From whom?
Like anonymous gift. Like you come home and there's a gift there, you don't know who it's from, but it's like an amazing gift.
Or an anonymous love
Or
letter.
an anonymous love letter where someone's like, I love you, you are my dream girl, blah, 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 blah. Love anonymous.
The love letter.
I know, words are so nice. Okay.
I actually thought you were going to say the gift.
Would you rather go to a concert, music concert, or a sporting event?
Music concert.
Even if it's boxing? You love boxing. Watch this guy, he's weaving.
Okay, if it was the Grand Slam of a tennis tournament.
Oh yeah,
boxing.
you used to love watching tennis.
Oh, that's right. I'd rather go to a boxing. Yeah.
I can't believe I just talked you out of the music concert, but what if it was Stevie Wonder?
I met Stevie Wonder.
I know, but what if it was your favorite artist?
No, now that you've reminded me, because it's kind of
you love sporting events.
No, see, you can't say it's too broad. Well, I'm going to specify it.
Grand Slam.
Tennis Grand Slam.
Yeah.
There are other Grand Slams. A tennis Grand Slam. Or a like major belt boxing match.
What's a major belt?
Well, it's somebody, I mean, like, I want to see a huge, like, this is for the heavyweight championship of the world, or, you know, the flyweight of the world, like a belt, you know, not just like some rinky-dink, like, that would be fun. Like
Okay.
in Vegas.
Would you rather have a lifetime supply of your favorite food or a lifetime supply of your favorite beverage? I feel like you love drinks.
Okay, for our listeners, let's qualify that it's not like alcoholic drinks.
Right, but she really loves like those ice drinks, and she loves these 5-hour poop energy drinks, and she really loves having you love having a good drink, and drinks are expensive. And I feel like because...
Why are you trying to talk me out of my answers?
Because that's just who I am. Why not? Oh, we're passing Exxon and Valero. Okay. Okay, let's skip that one. Would you rather have the power to never feel physical pain or never feel emotional pain?
Never feel... Say
Never feel... Would you rather have the power to never feel physical pain or never feel emotional pain?
Physical, because... Before you try to talk me out of it, because I think it would be, even though I don't like feeling sad, and I feel sad a lot, I think it would be weird to not feel emotions.
Yeah, and also the ability to have empathy for something or someone, you have to have had that experience.
Yes,
You're right.
So, yeah. I'm right. There are right and wrong answers.
Yes, I am the lightning rod for right or wrong. Did you see that turtle that was upside down in the road? Okay, listen to this.
Really don't do that to me, please.
Would you rather have the ability to communicate with extraterrestrial beings or explore the deepest depths of the ocean?
The ocean.
What?
Because the Titanic, I was obsessed with it at one point after the movie came out.
Because the Titanic.
And yes, and I wanted to go down there and like explore. No doubt.
Oh, here's a good one.
Wait, what about you?
I would rather be able to communicate with extraterrestrials. Remember, I like to talk. And also, I'm terrified of the water.
Okay.
You can drive for at least another 20 miles, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I am very loud. My mom used to say when she would come to my concerts when I was in choir, so I was in choir for years, and then when I got to high school, I auditioned for the touring choir and I got in, which was like a group of, it was 4 sopranos, 4 altos, 4 tenors, and 4 bass, and we were called choraleros. And then when I got into college, I auditioned for the elite, look at this asshole, the elite choir in college called Pro Musica, and I got into that. And my mom used to come to the college to go, you're the only person I can hear up there.
But it's so funny because when you're indoors, you whisper when there's no reason to whisper. Which is so interesting. Why do you do that?
Or in a hotel? Because I know I have a very strident voice. It's not so much that I'm always shouting. It's that I know I have a strident voice and my voice carries. Strident means the timbre of my voice can be very, like, can reverb, can carry. Okay, here's a good one.
We're going over a bridge, aren't we?
What?
Isn't that a bridge?
Cheryl.
What? Isn't that a bridge?
I cannot believe you.
What?
We are crossing the motherfucking Mississippi River.
Well?
It's a huge landmark.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Am I supposed to be super excited?
Yes.
Take a picture.
How many times have you crossed the mighty Mississippi?
I might have done it before. Sometimes I don't remember things.
Okay. Hi, can I get a tall triple wet cappuccino, please? And is there any way to just put like a teaspoon of honey in there?
Well, we have it in like packets. We can do just like one packet in it.
That would be great.
Okay. What else for you?
That's going to be it. Thank you so much. You want anything? Thank you. Hi guys, Cheryl wants you to all know what wet means. Since we're already recording, we should talk about this hotel. Cheryl really liked this hotel. Okay, first of all.
It's mostly because there was humidity in the air. It had nothing to do with the hotel itself. You guys, we're in Arkansas. We spent the night. Look how pretty it is. Mm-hmm. You have to understand that I've lived in the desert.
She's been living
everything
in hell.
is brown, okay? So we pulled up to the front lobby and I opened the door and I felt like I was in Hawaii. There was a mist in the air. There was a breeze. It was 73 degrees. Back in Chandler, Arizona, it was 97.
She keeps checking the temperature of Chandler, Arizona.
Because it makes me so happy. Because today, it's going to be...
And then she says, look how hot it is in Arizona. I'm like...
You're going to hear that for the next year.
Oh my God.
You're going to hear it for the next year.
I'm turning my hearing aid off.
So, anyway, that's why I loved it. There was all this greenery in front of the lobby. It reminded me so much of the hotels in Hawaii. And the hotel was much, much nicer, Joy, than what we
it was
stayed in
much
last
nicer
night.
overall, and it was clean. The problem is I didn't sleep well last night, and that's the first night I haven't slept well since... Well, I didn't sleep well Monday night, but I slept really well Tuesday night and Wednesday night. So, but the good news is Cheryl slept really well last night and didn't sleep well the night before. So at least one of us is sleeping well, right? That's the important part. So I didn't sleep very well, and I didn't feel like the bed was as comfortable as the two other nights. But again, when you're not sleeping well, you're not going to feel rested, right? The other thing is, Cheryl and we're on this weird, I feel like we're on a college schedule of eating right now, where we eat whenever we feel like it, and sometimes we don't eat meals, so we'll eat snack, and then we'll be snacking during the day, and because we're eating snack during the day, we're not really hungry for meals, so we stopped at 4 o'clock last night in the afternoon, and Cheryl and I had Chick-fil-A, okay? Full disclosure to all of you who don't like Chick-fil-A, I held off as long as I could. But, okay, we ate at Chick-fil-A, but Cheryl had never eaten at Chick-fil-A.
Not that I can remember. Remember, everything is
she's older than me. She doesn't remember.
I don't remember a lot.
And she liked it.
I loved it.
She loved it. And the sandwiches looked like the pictures. The chicken was deliciously breaded, and the lettuce and tomato was the perfect amount. Yep. And the waffle fries were hot when we got them.
Can I say something about the waffle?
I'm going to let her talk.
So I love waffle fries, but sometimes they can be fried too much, and they're that brown. They're almost brown and super greasy. So I was like, well, I don't want to take that chance. So I wanted regular fries, but turns out Chick-fil-A only has waffle fries. So then I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm having waffle fries. And
Their mac and cheese is really good too.
Oh, well, we'll have to get that today.
And their salads are really good. So we ate at 4 o'clock. So of course, even if we're driving, the other thing is we're losing an hour. We lost an hour for 2 days in a row.
Not today, right?
So our body clocks it makes sense they're a little bit off. So full disclosure, since Cheryl and I talk about diapers and periods and mucus and membranes, I haven't shit since Monday. It's Friday. So
it's
up
Friday,
until
May 30th, 2025.
Yeah,
guys.
up until last night, I felt good, but we talked quite a bit about it. And then, of course, I dumped some Chick-fil-A in there, which now feels like I have about 10 pounds of impact somewhere above my colon.
And French fries.
And
Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, yeah. And then cherry balls and sesame sticks and corn nuts. Let me tell you, it's not a high fiber diet by any stretch of the imagination.
It's all impacted in Joy's
it's true.
colon and intestine.
So guys, for breakfast this morning, I will say one of the amazing things about this hotel, and I complained about it yesterday, so I know your memories are fresh. They had plain oatmeal, so I put peanut butter in my oatmeal and cranberries or craisins, and I stirred it up. So between the oats and the craisins, if that doesn't get shit going, and this nice cappuccino I'm having, then there's something wrong. Which means when I get home, I have to. I texted my husband. He said coffee enema. So maybe I'll be shooting coffee in both ends of me by the time I get home. But, so yeah, between not sleeping well and the poop, but I'm getting perked up now.
Lack of poop.
Yeah, I'm getting perked up because I did the oatmeal and I am drinking a nice cappuccino right now. And the other thing is, when we got to the hotel last night, Cheryl likes to turn on the TV and have background noise, which I don't really like.
Sorry, does that bug you?
No, it doesn't bother me. I just never do it. Guys, because I have helped Cheryl move 60 times. No, I'm kidding. Twice. Just twice. But you know how it
feels like.
But how exciting that I helped you move 30 years ago.
Two big moves. It's not like she helped me move down the block in the same city.
Right?
She has Joy and
Yeah. It was fun. Remember, we had walkie-talkies, and I was driving Cheryl's car, and Cheryl.
You were driving my ex-husband's car. I was driving mine.
Yeah, and Cheryl was driving hers with her dog Mika.
And my ex was driving the big U-Haul.
And he was driving this huge U-Haul, and we had walkie-talkies.
Because this was before, cell phones.
And
Cheryl, we had cell phones, but
Cheryl and I decided we were going to use the terminology that the long-haul truckers use, and we go, Breaker 19, this is Hot Mama chasing wet pussy, over, and then we'd say over every time we would be done, and then of course we'd forget. And we thought we were so funny and so hilarious, and I can tell you right now, just telling the story, I can feel Tom's eye rolls.
Tom is my ex-husband. And then,
hey Tom, shout out to Tom.
I know you're listening. And then we played the what if game, which we are going to play today.
We're going to play it today because I have questions queued up.
We love the would you rather game and the what if game. And
that's right.
Can I just give you an example of our would you rather is, would you rather lose an arm or leg? And this is no, I'm not shading anybody that is an amputee, please. But we would play the what would you rather lose an eye or your nose, and my ex-husband at one point said, breaker, I'm out, and he quit the game.
At the beginning, look, there's a California license plate. How exciting.
Yeah, he didn't last very long, but Joy and I were giggling like teenagers.
Yeah, we were. We thought it was hilarious. I think one of the common stories of me and my married friends, because I was married, I was one of the last ones to get married, is I think that my influence over their wives was sometimes a little bit irritating. because I tended to not really understand what marriage meant and how now they had their own built-in bestie. And then I'd come rolling in and be like, here I am, look at this. And, you know, they'd be like, when does that freak leave? Because I didn't really know how to rein it in. So anyway, I just had to say.
But can I just say something?
Yeah.
2 husbands are gone and Joy's still here.
Mm-hmm. And when she says 2, she's not talking about mine.
Exactly.
It's
That's right.
It's like I'm on the road with Elizabeth Taylor.
Let's qualify that it's 2 of my exes and Joy lasted.
My exes live in Texas. Okay, here's what I want to say. Couple things, because, you know, I like to talk. But one is, I gave Callie her fluids last night, guys. Cheryl and I gave Callie her fluids last night.
Okay,
and
can I just... Callie has renal failure. She's had it for over 3.5 years. And I've kept her
wait, do we have her in the car?
Shut up.
Is she in the car?
Yeah, don't
okay.
do that. You're... Joy,
No, I didn't see you put her in the car.
Look, now you've got to look back. Fuck, that's not even funny.
I'm not being funny. I didn't see you put her in the
back.
car. She's in there. I see her.
Oh my God!
Remember National? Remember that movie where the grandma's dead and they put her on the top of the car?
Remember Little Miss Sunshine?
Oh my God,
dude!
Oh, you scared me.
No, you scared me.
I didn't see you put her in the car. So I just was like, what if we left her in the room?
No,
but she's in here. I was walking her. Okay.
Okay, you see her back there, right?
Yeah, I see her back there.
God damn it! Oh my God!
I'm just gonna check again.
You are so awful.
What do you mean? I'm double checking. Okay. So first of all, well, good news. Cheryl remembered her diaper. We forgot the dog, but we remembered the diaper. So you guys have to know, if you saw what was going on right now, or for the last 3 days, 2 days, whatever, how many 65 days, I have one small black bag and an overnight makeup case. Cheryl has 645 bags. This is the woman who gives me so much shit about how many shoes and purses I have. And then the other thing is, I made a really, really mom suggestion, because, you know, I have mom brain. And the suggestion was, on the first day, let's pull over and take the 10 or 15 minutes to run into a TJ Maxx and invest in a large suitcase that we can put all of these little mesh Hawaiian bags in. I'm talking about 65 lunch bags. And I go, and then we can just roll one bag into the hotel instead of 6,500. And she's like, no, because each one has something specific in it that's very important.
No, because, listen, everybody, because when you're packing up a tight space, it's like a puzzle, and you can't fit.
When you're packing something big into a small space.
That's what she said.
Anyway, I was waiting for it. Anyway, we're like the Clampets, but we've got it down to a science. Here's what we do. I know you guys are dying to hear this, but here's what we do.
We didn't finish the review on the hotel.
I know, because I didn't sleep well.
Having a conversation with Joy is like,
so
we will circle back to our review.
Here's what we do. We pull up. Cheryl takes 65 of the 6,500 little Hawaiian bags and Callie into the room after I check in. I check in really quickly because I do, you know, the keyless entry or whatever. Where you climb through the window of the hotel and then you let your friend in. And so she goes in the room and starts to get Callie situated, and then the first night I Sherpa'd the remaining 6,000 bags to the hotel room, and just call me Tenzing Norgay. And Cheryl sets things up while I'm going back and forth. And let me tell you, That first hotel comes down in my estimation because of the lack of carts. It really does.
Oh,
as
geez,
comfortable and
Louise.
as beautiful as the room was and the hotel and everything and all the delicious restaurants, it comes down because the last 2 places we stayed, Hampton Inns, thank you so very much, have had large and small luggage carts.
Can I say something? It's actually gotten progressively better. So the first place we stayed in, the hotel was beautiful, like she said, great area. No luggage cart. Well, they had luggage carts, but they were all being used.
Mm-hmm.
Second hotel, there was a cart, but it was very tiny, and Joy had to make several trips because of my 65.
But at least it was a cart.
But at least it was. But last night they had the big old like bellhop luggage racks, and since I took 65, she took the other 64.
The 5,999. And let me just tell you, it really makes a difference. And then Cheryl packs up the car because she's good at Tetris and I'm not. So
yes,
we're actually...
she would have put one big block trying to put it in there.
And you know what, Cheryl? You know why I think it's such a good thing? Because this is what I do with my husband when we travel. And he takes one job and I take another job. And also, I'm used to traveling with kids, and I'm used to traveling with animals. I'm used to traveling with a family. And so I'm very, good at, knowing what things I can do that I'm good at and knowing what things I'm bad at. So we're actually we're only on day 3, and we've got it down to a science.
Well, tomorrow is our last day.
We've got it down to a fucking science. I say we keep driving just because we're doing so well. Where else do you want to go? I mean, listen, I don't work till Tuesday. So we could just go to Miami. We could go down to Louisiana and do a little tour of the South. Sounds like there's tornadoes down there. Anywho, let's get back to the hotel. The bathroom was pristine. And it was brightly lit.
Yes.
And it had ample shelving and hooks. Go faster, because this guy's going to get over.
You remember you went out to you went to get me ice. And you came back in and I had all the lights on. And you go,
oh my God. It was like oh my God. It was like I was in one of those, when they turn all the lights and the music and the TV and the televangelist on to, annoy the people at Guantanamo Bay. That's what it was like. But I'll tell you what happened this morning. So I went to go get breakfast. And I noticed in the corner of the breakfast room was an Asian man on his phone. So, of course, in a sea of white, what do? I go pick the table right next to him because I'm sure everyone thought we were a couple. And then, and then everyone who walked into the breakfast room stared at us.
Oh, for real?
For real. And then, as I'm doing the luggage cart in and out of the hotel, there's 3 men with 10-gallon Stetsons sitting in the lobby staring at me.
They stared at me
every time I walked in and out. And I was like, you want to take a picture? I wanted to go, you want to take a picture, Grandpa? What's up? You never seen this hot number walking through a lobby? I mean, I was just like, I wanted...
You've never seen us on TV playing doctors? I know,
right? I was like, the reason you're there... I was like, maybe it's because they recognize I'm with a celebrity. maybe they're really big podcast fans. The other thing is they give us cookies when we checked in. They gave us each a bottle of water and a little snack pack of... some dried up trail mix that's probably going to end up in the trash because I don't like trail mix.
I do.
Okay, Cheryl can have it. And then we were Cheryl was really tired, and also I wasn't tired, and I don't know why.
95% of the driving yesterday because I was a wreck.
At least 80, and I got to tell you, I tossed and turned. Nobody wants to hear about my tossing and turning.
I thought you were going to be exhausted and just zonk out.
No, and so I probably in hindsight should have taken some propofol since we had all those IVs and stuff for Callie. I could have just really done a number. Not that we are traveling with propofol, folks. Don't get it wrong. And also, what about all the cops yesterday? There was so many cops.
Yes, on the freeway.
And they were pulling people over willy-nilly. I had to get over. There were cops behind me at 3 different times, and I was like, oh, they're going to pull me over. But you know what?
It's so interesting how you feel guilty when you're going 5 miles under the speed limit, but you're like, oh shit, they're coming for me.
That's right. So, anywho, also because I'm driving someone else's car and all of her earthly belongings, and after I finish this recording, I'm going to sing Cheryl a song.
Oh.
But, anyway, I have been driving very, very carefully because of this, and so
because there's precious cargo.
Yeah, and precious cargo. It's like when I was driving my kids around, I would always drive very carefully, and so I've been driving the speed limit. Yeah, you heard that, my husband. I'm here to tell you that Cheryl didn't freeze me out. We had an extra blanket last night, so that was nice.
And we compromised.
And I just want you guys to know 3 things. 1, I taught Cheryl about the sink on the heat on her car, which she didn't know about. I've taught her how to use the cruise control, which she also didn't know how to use. And I taught her how to flip to the next song while she's driving hands-free when she's listening to her playlist.
I was a passenger.
So for all of those of you,
how'd you do that?
All of you, i.e. Vinka and Gabe, who think I am a complete technical loser, I just want you to know 3 technical mysteries have been solved with this car that someone's been driving around in America for a year. So I feel like Lewis and Clark when they hit the Columbia. And so there.
Thank God we found that it wasn't that you could do. You know what, Joy? I knew about this. It's just that I don't use it because there ain't nobody else in the car.
Yeah.
Although when it's cold.
Yeah, whatever.
No, when it's cold, I do split it and I make it warmer for Callie because she's usually sitting in the passenger seat. No, seriously, but thank God we figured it out.
Thank the gods, the old and the new.
I've been icing you out, and you've been I've been melting.
Yeah, now guess what? Cheryl's is set at 61. Mine's set at 70. And earlier when we first got in the car, mine was at 75. So, and I had to bring my shirt so I could cover up my legs because yesterday I had hypothermia. Guys, we're on day 4, road tripping across America.
Not only is it day 4, you guys, it's the last day.
The last hurrah. And I haven't had my coffee yet. My triple wet, tall cappuccino. And so I'm feeling a little peckish. Also, I'm here to tell you that this morning I had a nice little poop. And I feel like there's more coming.
Oh yeah, she's got 5 days backed up.
But it was like, I'm one of those, like, I'm in and out. I'm not like a person who goes in the bathroom and spends some time with my phone. I like to get in, take care of business, and get out. And let me tell you, that turtle head took its time. It kept sticking its head out, then sticking it back in, and sticking its head out, sticking it back in. And I was like, oh God. And then also, I think that snapping turtle bit me on the way out. Because now I feel like I'm sitting on a hot poker. I could tell. I could do a whole stand-up routine on just poo.
I think it's going to be a day of poo. I think that was only the beginning.
I hope.
She's got a week.
Oh, it's a NASCAR race. That's what they're having. Guys, our hotel, there was lots of sports-looking people.
That's
and it
hotties.
looks like, Cheryl was checking it out. I guess there's a sporting event here called a NASCAR race. I don't know. I'm not
Never heard of it.
Not familiar with the car racing events. But I'm here to tell you that after spending 4 days in a car, I don't know why anyone would consider a sport driving around in a circle. Right? Like, seriously. Anyway, let's talk about the hotel, guys.
So our first day was in New Mexico. The last night was in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So they called ahead to Joy to say,
would you consider upgrading because we've had an overabundance of bookings for double queen rooms, probably because of the sporting event. Right. And I said, what's the bed size? And they said king. Because remember, it's a small little baby dog that has to breastfeed all night, and then it's two medium to small size Asian women. So
of a certain age.
Yeah. So of course a king size bed, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That's ample space.
That space was not the problem, you guys. I thought I was dreaming that I was at a kids party in a bouncy house, and it turns out that I was sleeping with Flipper. And Joy bounces around.
They called her Flipper.
She bounces around, you guys.
Faster than lightning.
You know what happens when your bed partner flips around? You start bouncing.
You know what? I like to keep the bed about. If the bed's a rock bouncing, don't come announcing.
So every time she bounced, I bounced.
I gotta.
Wait, they didn't charge you though, right?
What?
To upgrade.
No, she said it will be the same price.
Yeah, so it's like, why would you say no? I don't want a suite.
And honestly, it was huge.
It was huge, you guys.
It was
like
huge.
It was like a studio apartment.
So we actually got in a lot earlier than we normally.
Glorious,
it allowed us to like make multiple stops during the day, which was nice. We didn't feel rushed for time. We didn't actually gain an hour, which was kind of the saving grace.
Let's talk about what we ordered for dinner, because that was one of the best pad see-ews I've ever had.
So I went to this place that was called like 10 Hot Noodle Cups something. And I got there and it was closed or out of business or whatever.
We should have known when you called and no one answered the phone.
I know, right? But I literally went on my phone and I was like, Thai food or Vietnamese food or Chinese food around me, because when you're on the road and you haven't pooped in 4 days, 5 days, you should probably eat something spicy. And you need something with some fiber,
vegetables,
and then fire in the hole, right? So I put in Thai, and literally in like 0.01 or 0.02 miles there was a Thai restaurant. So I go over there. Cheryl got like a chicken pad see ew. I got a basil fried rice.
Wait, I need to describe for any of you who aren't familiar with Thai food. Pad Thai is what everybody orders, because I feel like
I don't like pad Thai.
I don't like pad Thai. So listen, you guys, I feel like people who aren't familiar with Thai food and don't want to venture out, it's like ordering California rolls for sushi.
Yeah.
People just order pad Thai, and I'm here to tell you, you need to venture out. Pad see ew is a wider noodle.
That's what Chloe gets every time.
Wider noodle with a gravy and broccoli, and then you can get whatever meat you want or meatless.
And it does have egg.
And it has egg. And this one was one of the best ones I've had, because the noodle was thin, wide but thin. You don't
In about
want it
10
thick.
miles, take exit 76A on the right onto I-40 East toward Knoxville.
And it had this flavor, like a charred flavor, like just, it was yummy. And we ordered papaya salad.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what got you going, because it was cabbage.
And also the fish sauce, and also spicy, and also the peanuts.
Crunchy or smooth? What are you?
Super crunch.
Oh God, I don't like anything. I like my peanut butter smooth.
She likes things crispy, thin, and smooth.
Just like I don't like croutons in my Caesar salad.
She's so delicate. She's a little flower. Anyway, so the food was good, and
Delicious.
I was stuffed, and I laid there thinking, after I went to bed, I thought, you know what? If this doesn't get the old juices flowing, I don't know what's gonna happen. And I can tell you, after some of the juices were flowing, I still don't know what's gonna happen. But anywho,
It's
I think, and you know what's funny is, when I was a smoker, you know what did it? It was the cigarette and the coffee in the morning. The first coffee and the cigarette would really just get things moving. And I think the problem is I need to start smoking again.
That's the That's the
That's the answer to all of the big question in the world, the existential crisis.
Start smoking.
Anyway, guys, the room was very big.
So big that Callie was running around like she didn't know what to do.
She was doing laps. The sheets were very soft. We asked for extra pillows. They gave us extra pillows. And then little Callie crawled into bed, and during the night, I could tell because the backside of me got warm. She sidled up next to me. It was really cute. So she didn't seem to mind the bouncy house effect.
No,
She actually, I think, enjoyed it. She was like, oh, it's like one of those vibrating beds in Vegas. And also, did you set an alarm?
no.
Or you just naturally wake up every day at the same time?
Well, I was in a bouncy house and I didn't get much sleep.
I'm dead. Anyway, I gotta say, they had an abundance of carts, which was really nice.
But they were tiny.
They were tiny, but they were carts. The room was on the end, so I didn't hear noise from anyone else. There were other pets where we were, because I saw the placards on the door. I didn't hear any other pets bark. And I have to say, I have to also put in 5 stars for little Miss Callie. She has literally barked in the hotel room maybe 4 times in the entirety of this trip. She goes outside and goes to the bathroom when Cheryl takes her out. She has not peed or pooped or vomited on the floor. She has not peed or pooped or vomited on any of us or the bed.
I can't say the same for Joy, but
I know. I have to say, she is a very, very good traveling dog. Right?
Yeah,
And I think it's like Cheryl has also told me that she traveled a lot with her. She had 2 little dogs, now she has 1, and she traveled a lot. So I'm going to give this hotel a straight 3. And I know that you like I know you like it better, but one, for example, I tried to pull out the couch bed, the sofa, the hide-a bed, and I couldn't get it out. And
that's what she said.
And there was a huge rip in the couch, and then the couch cushion smelled musty. And the reason I was pulling it out was because what if one of us had wanted to move to that bed? Like what's the point?
So I could get out of the bouncy house.
What's the point of having 2 beds in there if you can't sleep on one?
Right. Yeah,
So
because if I was a
that
family,
was a deterrent.
If I was a family and I had rented that, and I had booked that suite, so my 2 kids could sleep on the sofa bed, it wouldn't have worked out.
And if your kids were small and you were trying to pull it out and you couldn't, then you'd have to call the front desk, ask somebody to come help you. I mean, it's just a hassle. And then the other thing, and also the cleanliness was an issue for me with the couch. I don't mind sitting on it with my clothes, but also I don't want to shower and sit on the couch with my butt touching the sofa cushion because it's a little bit gross.
Yeah,
and my butt was clean.
I felt a little icky on that couch, even before you tried to.
Yeah, you don't want to rub around on it. And then
so you give it a 3.
I give it a 3.
I didn't love it.
I felt like it was not as clean as the last 2 nights.
I actually liked the night before last, but because this was big, it was kind of cool, but it didn't feel fresh.
We're driving past outlet stores, and I didn't even ask Cheryl because I know she won't stop.
She knows I'm not going to stop.
My heart is
broken.
It's hurting a little bit right now. I just got a little twinge, and if I have a heart attack later, it's her fault. Anyhow, what do you give it?
I give it a 3.5 because it was big.
Look.
There were these automatic or power operated window covers.
Oh yeah, those were cool. It was kind of Vegas-y.
Oh, and I have to say, what is up, hotels? All of you, the hotel chains. What is up with the minuscule, mini waste baskets? When people are traveling, they're going to have a lot of trash.
You know what I think it is? They want us to take any large, food items or large trash items and put them out in a common area so the room doesn't smell. I think they do it so the room doesn't smell.
I mean, because I have a lot of trash and it has nothing to do with food. It's like...
She's super trashy.
I'm trashy, you guys.
She's a sexy motherfucker.
Can I also say something else? So, the very first place that we stayed in Chandler, all the carts were in use. So, I don't know how... I can't really rate the cart. Well,
yeah, but that was a really nice place.
The place was nice. And And then we had... I don't even remember. But one place we had the bellhop kind of carts, and that's the best.
Those were the big ones. You only have to make one trip in and one trip out.
I recommend that all hotels get those and bigger trash cans in the rows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what
See,
I was
and I'm the kind of person that likes to bag up any food trash and put it in the hallway or take it to a big dumpster, because we have done a lot of road tripping and a lot of times we do eat in the room. But I have to say that next time my husband and I go on a trip together, like a road trip, I think we're going to look for those sweets. So I had this great idea that I stomp into the house when we get there and we don't talk to each other and we act angry. And then my husband gets really worried, and then I'll say we haven't been talking because we got in a big fight. And Cheryl won't play along. So there goes my prank.
Because it's not a good prank.
It's a good prank.
No.
We stopped in Tennessee to get gas, guys. We stopped. Listen to this. We stopped at the Sweet Spot in Gordonsville, Tennessee. April and Crystal are sisters who are owners and bakers at the Sweet Spot. I got a nice tall cup of coffee, and I got an apple fritter, and I got a jar of strawberry jam that was made by Crystal. 482 Gordonsville Highway in Gordonsville, Tennessee. We're back, and we're in North Carolina. How exciting is that?
Yeah.
Cheryl's added like 10 states to her list of 4 states. Anyway, we went to a rest area, guys, in North Carolina. We had just crossed over the border, and it was clean and beautiful. And the bathrooms were nice. And guess what?
The earth moved.
Because I'm back on my soil, I can tell you that all is right in Joy's digestive cycle world. And let me just tell you, whoa, like, I'm not going to make fun of people who buy butt wipes ever again. I'm just saying. Cheryl, you can buy butt wipes all you want, and when you hear me go, Cheryl, you come running across the house with the butt wipes, okay?
Okay.
Anyway,
the lady or gentleman that cleans that bathroom needs to be given a hefty bonus.
I was thinking about throwing her a $5.
She needs to receive some hazard pay, because that is a hazard of that job. Because
fire in the hole. Anyway, guys, we're almost completely out of the mountains, and those are the Smoky Mountains, and we're heading down towards Hickory, which is kind of exciting. We're in the home stretch right now, so we're a little giddy. We had some McDonald's. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be some more rest area stops in the future. In my immediate future.
The porcelain throne, as they say.
I can also tell you that Thai food last night did me right. And by right, I mean wrong. I can feel the number 2 chili that I asked for. Anyway, guess what I had at McDonald's? I had a fry and I had a McChicken sandwich. And that's my go-to order. What's yours?
Well, it changes, but I had the very basic cheeseburger, which I really like because the burger is very thin. The meat patty is thin, and there's ketchup, pickles, and onions, and cheese, and that's it. It's very, I don't know, probably like $1. I had that and a large fry, but I ended up eating a small fry because somebody ate most of my fries.
That's right. I ordered a medium fry, and then I ate my fry, and then half of her fries. So technically, I should have ordered a double fry. I was gonna say that I don't know what playlist you're using right now, but it's bad.
Well, I went to the 70s and 80s hits.
And also, I just have to say that they're rebuilding the roads on I-40 around Asheville, North Carolina, that were washed out by the floods that happened in December. And I gotta tell you, it was stop and go for what? 45 minutes or so? It was pretty long.
That's because
it was pretty long.
My travel mate here didn't want to listen to Google recommendation of
To go into West Virginia.
So instead, she said, I'm not going to listen to that.
But those of you who have seen Thelma and Louise and love it as much as Cheryl does know that when someone says, Cheryl, I can't go into West Virginia, it's kind of like when Thelma said, when Louise said, Thelma, I can't go to Texas.
Yeah.
Okay?
You know what happened to me in Texas.
Yeah. You know what happened in Texas. Well, guess what?
What happened in West Virginia?
Stays in West Virginia. First of all, there's banjo music, and that's when you turn and run. When you hear the banjos, you better get out of there. They don't want any Arizona license plates popping up over there. All right? They don't take kindly to our kind. So there. Cheryl doesn't realize that she dodged a huge bullet.
If it sounds like she's talking funny, it's because she has a Ricola cough drop between her teeth.
Yeah. And guys, who knew that Ricola was going to be the best treat of the road trip? We've eaten a whole bag of Ricola original herb cough drops in 3 days.
And we're not coughing.
There's no, watch us get home and get sick. We'll pull in the drive. Feel feverish. Anyway, we're on the lookout for Cheryl's first log cabin. Also, we're on the lookout for Cheryl's first black bear. Her first, she's already had plenty of roadkill.
Let's talk about that.
Poor Cheryl. She's pretending that a ketchup truck fell over.
And it wasn't blood all over the freeway.
Anywho, we're going to be hitting Hickory soon, which is very exciting. Because
What's so exciting about it, Joy?
That means we're only 2 hours from home when we get to Hickory.
Oh, that is exciting.
Yeah. Yay for home. That means I get to rub my butt all over my clean sheets tonight. And let me just tell you what. That's so fun. What are you looking forward to, Cheryl?
I'm looking forward to meeting your dogs, Bruno and Buzz.
That's nice. And they're looking forward to meeting you. They just don't know it yet.
They just don't know.
That's right. And let's see, what else? I'm looking forward to seeing my husband. Looking forward to seeing my kids. Looking forward to seeing what kinds of packages arrive for me while I was gone. Yay! So exciting. I can't wait for Cheryl to see her room that we did up so cute and nice for her. We included a commode because she's over 60. We also included one of those hydraulic chairs that lifts you up so that you don't have to stand up on your own. We also have a swing that goes over the bed so she can hook her legs in it. She can press a button and it ejects her from the bed. What else do we put in the room? We got a shower chair so that if she's in the shower she can sit down. We got one of those toilet seats that's raised up like 6 inches so you don't actually have to bend your legs.
This is why that one friend of yours, whoever, I forgot who it was, thinks I'm 80.
I know. Cheryl's 86? Oh my god, she sounds so young. Anyhow, that's all I got to say for now. Okay. We're here. We made it safely.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Beautiful.
And she's talking about me. Well, it's also, I have to say that the South has really pulled out the weather for Cheryl because we don't usually have this kind of Bay Area cool, crisp mornings right now. I mean, we have it earlier and we have it later, but we don't usually have it this late into June. I know, and I'm here with Granny. Hi, Granny. With Granny Callie. And she really likes me. You know, we were like,
they bonded in the
we
car
were roomies on the trip, and one time we got to share a bed, and she really misses my warm, soft curves. And whenever I come into Cheryl's room, she gets really like happy to see me, and then she wants to lick me, which I absolutely can't stand. So I flinch and then I start crying. And so let's hear first impressions.
Oh, it's beautiful. It reminds me of Oregon. Just green.
Just by the way, she hated Oregon.
But that's because it rained 10 months out of the year.
Also, I have to just say that if anybody out there is going to be doing a road trip, you have to get these bags where you suck all the air out. What are they called?
Suck all the air out bags.
Yeah. And
They're vacuum storage
yeah,
bags.
vacuum seal bags.
I'm
and
sure
they
people know about it. It's not
out
like
of all of them, only like one failed, right?
No, there were quite a few. If I have the energy to write a review, I'm going to tell them.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
Because they have to zip closed.
You zip it closed and then you suction. There's a hole where you suction.
That's what she said.
Where you suction out the air and then you cover the hole. But there were quite a few. I want to say like 6 out of 25. That's the way to travel, you guys. So what you want to do, this is my advice because now I'm a world traveler.
She is. She's bi-coastal.
What you do is, if you are you going to put all your belongings in one car and it's just a mid-sized SUV, you need to have a lot of smaller items so you fit it in like a puzzle. You can't have all these big honking pieces. So I got rid of the huge suitcase. I did small boxes and I stacked them and left a portion for the clothes that were in those vacuum seal bags.
Dude, the Honda, what's it? Passport?
Passport.
The Honda Passport fits a lot of shit. Let me just tell you, because
It's the packer. It's the packer,
every
not the
hotel,
car.
I'm just telling you,
It's the
every hotel,
packer.
I was the Sherpa of the trip. So every hotel had to Sherpa the stuff in and then Sherpa the stuff out. I felt like Tenzing Norgay. It was like climbing Everest. But you can fit a lot of stuff in an SUV. You put those seats down.
I have skills.
You put those seats down. Damn, those cars are like fucking United Van Lines.
I did pretty good. People, you were impressed. I sent pictures to my
I was
family and
amazed,
friends.
guys. She had a lot of stuff in there. Guys, we came in here. It was like she was moving into college. Those like boxes stacked to the ceiling.
Oh, it's not over.
We already went to the dump twice in like 2 days. Also, the other thing that I just have to say is we have like a whole like pet orchestra happening over here because we have 2 large dogs and then Cheryl has
They want to eat my dog.
Cheryl has a little dog and obviously like we have 1 crate, but we don't have 2 crates. But I mean, we have a second crate upstairs, but it's like, you know, the dogs are going to have to learn how to get along with each other eventually. And they will because they're dogs. They're not, they're not Democrats and Republicans. So, but last night Cheryl was able to go in and out of the house to take Callie out to go to the bathroom. And the dogs just were chilling, sleeping. So, eventually I think we're going to get to a sweet spot where the dogs are all going to accept each other. They're going to understand. Anywho, we also have a cat that is like very suspicious of what's going on. Did you see she came to the fence and she like stared in and then she went and then she walked away. So the cat is about...
name is named Callie.
Yeah, the
too.
cat is about the same size as Princess Grandma. So, also I've never had a dog that slept this much, even an old dog. Sally never slept this much. Wow. 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90. What? Ooh, she's 105, guys. She lived through World War I and World War II. We're gonna give you guys an update and let you know what Cheryl thinks of North Carolina, what she thinks of North Carolina drivers, what she thinks of North Carolina doctors, what she thinks of North Carolina veterinarians. Well, we already know what she thinks of North Carolina veterinarians. If you're listening, Gabe, no shade. All right, as we go on. So anyway, I know it wasn't Gail and Oprah doing a road trip, but it was better. Any final words?
Stay cool.
Jesus.
We're recording this in the
Stay
morning.
cool. Okay, you heard it here. She's a lot older than me. Well, if you've made it to the end of the road trip part 2, I think you guys will be really excited to know that Cheryl and I are still friends. We made it. We made it across the United States of America. And while it wasn't coast to coast, it was pretty damn close.
Yeah.
So we did. We made it all the way across. And we had precious cargo on board.
We did.
And we got her here. So, you know what? Mission accomplished. Anyway, guys, if you have not taken a road trip in your lifetime and you're as old as we are, that's a real crime. But you know what else is a crime?
What's that, Joy?
That we are out of time.
That is a crime. Well, thank you for listening, everyone, and don't complicate your day.
All creativity, commentary, and opinions in this podcast belong to Cheryl and Joy. Music composed and mixed by Gabe McKeon. Logo and merch managed by Cheryl Yamaguchi. Podcast editing, advertising, and social media managed by Joy McKeon. Legal representation provided by John Bojezic. Please like, subscribe, follow, and listen. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Audible.com, Amazon Music, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. And remember, you can find us on Instagram and TikTok, or you can email us at murderandeverythingelse@gmail.com.
Bye, fishes.